Hey, what's up? We're just gonna wait for a couple people to come in. Couple more minutes, you guys. Waiting for my friend to get online. Hey. Give me a minute. Hmm. Let's see. Let's make sure this turned up all the way up today. Oh no, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Anyway, ooh. Okay, there we go. Had to make sure that volume was up. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in this wonderful universe. Hello. It's been a couple minutes, a couple good minutes. I had to, as they say, take some time to myself and tend to myself, tend to my family. But I'm here today. I wanted to share something really amazing with you guys that happened to me this morning. I've actually had a lot of amazing things happen to me because I have learned to, like I told you guys in the last video, go to the source first. Seek the source first, which is God, which is Yahweh. But before I get into that, um, about my amazing experiences, I just want to, offer my condolences to a few people. I've been come in contact with a couple friends who have lost their loved ones. I have um, a friend of mine called me today, talking about a mutual friend of ours lost her mother Christmas night. So that's really devastating. And it's just a lot of stuff going on. I usually don't watch the news, but when I log into YouTube, when I get on YouTube, I don't know if you guys notice, the news comes up. There's a lot of stuff coming up in our feed that we're not even viewing, but it comes up anyway. And I've been looking at all the tragic stuff that has been happening for like the last month. And it's really crazy. Like I said, I don't usually watch the news, but you got to stay informed. Today, I took the time out to watch the news in my area. Now, I have heard a few things, going around that had happened in Virginia, but I was just like, unfortunately, I'm gonna say it like this. Unfortunately, I was like, oh wow, that's tragic. A lot of times we tend to push things to the side because it doesn't directly affect us, and which is like really not cool for me anyway. It's just not cool. When I pray, I always pray worldwide. Anyway, I just pray for everybody. Ask God, to cover everybody, to keep shielding us. But a couple things that tragically happened in Virginia. The shooting that happened in Denny's. My neighbor was actually there. The one I call parking wars, the one that's always gossiping. She was actually there. Um, I wish I could come on and say that it changed her. Um, sometimes when you have tragic things happen to you, sometimes people will be humbled and they'll, operate differently. And I thought that would happen with her, because I noticed that she didn't, she doesn't stay out past, I want to say 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock. And I noticed that she didn't come home. So the next day, I text her, everything okay? And she was nice. Did you hear? She asked me, did you hear about the horrific shooting that happened at the Denny's up the street in Virginia? And I was like, no. And she was like, these two young guys came in and just started shooting. And just so happened, she's at the table right next to where these guys are shooting at. And I'm just like, oh, that's horrific. But this was like a few days ago, more than 3 days ago. I just saw it on. I said, let me turn on the news, Virginia news. So I just saw it on Virginia news, and I was like, wow. So with that being said, when I was talking to her, she was like scared to go out the house for 2 days. She was like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm terrified. That was really scary because she had her grandkids with her who are 3 and 5. So, and I was just like, wow. So then I'm hearing about the church shooting, where the guy, I'm sure you guys have seen it. They show where the guy was like literally sitting in church, just stood up, shot, killed 2 people, and people are ducking down, afraid or whatever. But and I'm sitting here and I'm listening to this, and I'm just like, this is really horrific. And I'm like, yeah, I bet these people will never probably come back to church. And because when you go through stuff like that, the first thing we will say as human beings is, where was God? Where was their protection? You're sitting in a church, and something horrific like that happens. But anyway, um, when they got done with the news story, this is what the reporter said. Okay, because first of all, the gunman was killed. The gunman in the church was killed by a guy that was just like a security officer or something. They said so. He jumped up and tried to talk to the guy, whatever had and ended up fatally shooting him. But after the reporter was telling the story, whatever, he says other church members jumped up with guns too, ready to, defend themselves if they have to. Um, I understand that, but I'm sitting here. I think this happened and I don't remember if this happened in Texas or if this happened in Virginia, because I could have swore the reporter was like, this is something something in Texas signing off. But I said that to say, so we sitting in church strapped now. Has the world really gotten that bad that we are sitting in church strapped? Like, I'm gonna look for that news report again. I was totally shocked when he said that. He was like, what did he say? I want to say he said 10 other church members jumped up with their guns too, to protect her. So all I know was he said other church members. I don't remember if he said a number or whatever, but that they jumped up with their guns. And I'm just like, that's really sad that people have to live like that. That you can't go into a place of worship, um, and feel like you're safe. That is like really, really horrific. Like, wow, that's scary. I don't know, but that's scary and really horrific. But I don't know. My condolences goes out to anybody who has lost anyone over the holidays, and we got New Year's Eve tomorrow, and I'm sure, unfortunately, there's going to be more tragedy to come. But I don't know if you guys are paying attention to the tragic events that have been going on within the last, I'm going to say month, but within like the last 3 weeks. Like, um, we have stuff that happens every day that goes on. But I've been noticing when I, of course, log into YouTube, tragedy after tragedy. I've even logged into YouTube last night, a little after 11 o'clock. It was like 53 minutes ago. Um, Gunman comes in a bar, something, something, something. What I said all this to say is, um, it's getting hectic. It's getting really hectic out here. Um, I don't know where in the Bible it talks about um, this type of tragedy. We've had other types of tragedy and stuff before, but I've heard a lot of people, even religious people, talking about this is the stuff that is going on right now, not the past tragic things that we've experienced that's gone on, but the stuff that is happening right now, the way that it's happening, consecutive, repetitively, stuff just happening, babies getting taken in this and this. I've seen a lot of stuff in the news in just the last past week. I'm talking about consistently all day. And they talk about this type of tragedy um, in the Bible. Um, and believe it or not, they also talk about um, you guys as president um, too. Now, of course, the Bible doesn't say his name, and I'm not really sure how to explain it, but I've gone to other people on YouTube that I follow that are like prophets and evangelists and stuff like that. And they just talked about, different people. Remember, Donald Trump made a statement about God put him there in the White House, and we're all like, no, he wouldn't put you there in the White House, whatever, whatever. But I've been seeing a lot of religious stuff that kind of solidifies what he's saying, or you know, about some of the stuff that he's talked about him being in the White House for a reason, whatever. I don't know. I don't even know how I feel about that. Unfortunately, because him being in the White House is not affecting me. I really don't care too much to follow, um, what's going on with him. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But anywho, enough about that. I want to tell you guys about something amazing that happened to me this morning. Drinking my water. So this morning, first of all, I was expecting the like maintenance people, whatever, to come in today. I've been sitting here all day waiting for these people. They told me they were going to come today between like 9 a.m. and 2. I ain't seen them yet. And here it is going on 3 p.m. So anyway, woke up this morning. Matter of fact, I was up all night, you guys. I could not sleep. I was just so consumed with worry for some reason. I kept waking up, and I was just like, um, oh my God, I got to make sure this is right. I got to make sure that is right. This is right with my, my townhouse. And, because the people are coming, this is this is this. And I was literally waking up, having to put myself back to sleep, literally saying, I remember waking up, and it said, Kim, it's okay. It's okay. You did everything. The townhouse is clean when they come in to, you know, okay, to do, A, B, and C. Um, so I just kept waking up, whatever. So I woke up this morning. I want to say it had to be between 9, about 9:45 and 10 o'clock. And I went into this really, really heavy prayer. Um, I always start off by thanking God for waking me up. Waking for my family up, waking me up, just waking me up, and give me the opportunity to be a decent person today. And so I get up and I'm praying, and I just let it happen. What I mean by let it happen is for the I can't say for the first time, but for the first time, I really felt myself what they call praying in the spirit. Because usually when I'm praying or whatever, for you guys that know what I'm talking about, you can feel when the Holy Spirit comes over you. You just get this tingly, overwhelming feeling, even maybe even a feeling of like love, or just it's amazing feeling. So I'm praying this morning, and I'm getting that overwhelming feeling. Now I've gotten this feeling before, and from what I've learned from others is that when the Holy Spirit manifests, He manifests through they say through the head, and you get this feeling that comes through your body, and you also get this warm sensation. I get the warm sensation a lot, just all up in here. It's like God is just beaming his light over top of my head, and I smile when I talk about it because it's an amazing feeling. But today it was different. I just basically had this warm feeling, and I almost felt like it was like, and I felt this before, but I've always like snapped myself out of it because I'm just like, what's going on here? But something said, be still and just, just wait for it. Just let it happen. So I'm sitting here, and I get this like almost like this pressure feeling in my head, and I'm feeling this warm, like this warm glow. I know it's God's glow. I just know it. And I'm sitting here, and I feel this pressure, and I'm literally feeling like um how do I explain this? Feeling like I'm almost feeling like I can't explain it. Like I don't want to say that my spirit was leaving my body, but it felt like I was transforming and I was going somewhere else. Or they call that descent. What do they call it? they call it ascending and then descending. So that's what I want to say. I was ascending somewhere. I already know where I was ascending at. Um, because when I was praying, you guys, I kept saying to God, I was like, I love you so much. I don't know, when you're talking, because I have a conversation with him, like I'm having a conversation with you guys, and I was just led to, even though he knows, I'm just like, I love you so much. Like, thank you for like getting a grip on me. Just thank you for just allowing me, give me another chance to to be in awe with you, standing in awe with you. Um, just no, no, no. I will be right back.
the CBS 6 News at noon, the Norris Bridge spanning the Rappahannock River is closed right now. The reason why and where VDOT is redirecting drivers. Also, a fundraiser is underway to help Tyler hurt in drive-by shooting. The restaurant lending a hand and how you can affect how much they donate.
And we've got some really breezy conditions outside. Built just like spring. So we've got some cold traffic coming on through. We'll even in the next week. Don't worry about it. Hot details of the free cold traffic. Hold it.
I'm listening.